Shinto Rift. Chapter 1. The storm rises. The Nine Poles continent, surrounded by mountains and mist, hides the entrance to the legendary Shinto. As one of the 9 extremes Deo venerables, Soloxio was sitting on the top of King Yun Peak, holding a silver rune in his hand, staring at the void in the distance. What is God? God is only a creature under the sky, and there is God above the sky. Soloxio muttered softly. 9 extremes Deo venerable, the top existence of the forces that control the continent, each of them has the power to change the heavens and the earth. But Soloxio knew that even he was just a pawn at the feet of Shinto. Shinto is the existence of immortality and immortality, breaking reincarnation, and it is the highest state that cannot be reached in the hearts of all practitioners. On this day, Soloxio received a mysterious letter, which contained only one sentence: a crack in the sky will open the door of Shinto, and a storm is coming. Just as he was pondering, suddenly a blinding light crossed the sky, and then there was a loud bang, and a bottomless crack opened in the valley under King Yun Peak. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Visitor. In the village near the crack, a young girl, Zilin, is collecting medicine. She is the only elixir master in the village and has the gift of being able to communicate with nature. When the crack appeared, Zai Lansuang felt a strange force pulling her. It's the breath of Shinto. She muttered to herself. At this moment, a man in an inky black robe slowly appeared. His eyes were deep, and his eyebrows were cold. He calls himself Yuchen, and is the gatekeeper of Shinto, who is responsible for monitoring the border between Shinto and the mortal world. Yuchen tells Zilinchuang that the appearance of the crack is a sign of an unprecedented crisis coming, and that Zilinchuang has the key ability to open the Shinto Rift. She must join forces with Soloxio to stop the outbreak of disaster. Chapter 3. Covenant and Betrayal. Soloxio and Zai Lansuang met for the first time in King Yun Peak. The two have very different personalities. Soloxio is calm, and Zai Lansuang is enthusiastic and straightforward, but in order to save the 9 extremes continent, they decided to form an alliance. However, as they embark on their journey to find the heart of the Shinto Rift, the forces behind them begin to stir up. Ling Feng, a friend who once fought side by side with Soloxio, has now fallen into the darkness and has become the real driving force behind the rift. He wants to use the power of the Shinto Rift to subvert Shinto and become a new generation of immortal gods. Ling Feng's betrayal put Soloxio and Zai Lansuang in an extremely difficult situation, and they were forced to separate, each taking on the heavy responsibility of stopping the spread of the rift. Chapter 4. The Edge of Chaos. Zai Lansuang entered the crack alone, and found that this place was actually a strange otherworld. Time and space were intertwined, and the creatures were strange, as if they were in the middle of a nightmare and a fantasy. She encounters an being called Illusory, a creature between Shinto and the mortal realm, with vague memories and the ability to predict the future. Illusion tells her that the true purpose of the Shinto Rift is not to destroy, but to rebuild the Shinto order, and that only by passing through the rift and understanding the nature of Shinto can Ling Feng's plot be stopped. At the same time, Soloxio started a decisive battle with Ling Feng in the outside world, and the two collided with earth-shaking power, revealing each other's past pain and secrets. Chapter 5. Brokenness and Rebirth. In the end, Zilinchuang broke through the tests of the other world and returned to the mortal world with illusory guidance. Soloxio also realized the true meaning of Shinto and Ling Feng's challenge, not control and destruction, but protection and balance. The three of them face off in the mouth of the rift. Ling Feng arrogantly summons the power of Shinto in an attempt to destroy the entire world in order to establish his own dynasty. Zai Lansuang and Soloxio teamed up, using Zai Lansuang's natural power and Soloxio's Deo venerable true chi to seal the rift and prevent the shattering of the divine Deo. Ling Feng was eventually devoured by the power of the Shinto and turned into nothingness. Chapter 6. Above Shinto. After the rift dissipated, Soloxio and Zai Lansuang stood on the top of King Yun Peak, looking at the aura slowly rising in the sky. We finally see the world above Shinto. Soloxio smiled indifferently. Zai Lansuang nodded slightly. This is not just the end, but a new beginning. The secrets of Shinto are still not fully revealed, and there are deeper mysteries waiting to be explored in the world beyond Shinto. And Soloxio and Zillianzhuang will also shoulder the heavy responsibility of guarding the 9 Extremes continent and the Shinto order, and meet unknown challenges. Chapter 7, The Shadow Beyond Shinto. Soloxio and Zillianzhuang had just sealed the rift, but the shadow hidden outside the divine Dao was beginning to move. In the extreme land of Shinto, there is a forgotten forbidden realm called the Abyss of Reincarnation. Legend has it that this place is sealed with an existence that is older than Shinto, the ancient emperor of the dead. Its power can tear through time and space, plunging the entire universe into endless chaos. One night, Purple Frost dreamed of the cry of the ancient emperor, a dark and deep sound, like the deep roar of the earth, which struck the deepest fear in her heart. Soloxio, I feel. It's waking up. Zillianzhuang said with a solemn expression. Soloxio frowned. This is the real prelude to the storm. We must go to the Abyss of Reincarnation to stop the resurgence of darkness. The two decided to gather their former allies and form a new expedition. In addition to Zillianzhuang and Soloxio, there are also the ice swordsman Shuesuanyan who lives in seclusion in the northern wilderness, the otherworldly traveler Moyuan with prophecy ability, and the berserker Flamewind with fire control skills. Chapter 8, The Trial of the Abyss of Reincarnation. The entrance to the Abyss of Reincarnation is hidden in the frozen wasteland at the westernmost tip of the 9 Poles continent. The moment the team stepped into the abyss, the entire space began to disintegrate, and the rules of time and space were disordered. Every step here is accompanied by illusions and challenges. Shuesuanyan is confused by the memories of the past and duels with the shadow of her former deceased friend. Moyuan saw the dark scene of the future, and a storm was set off in his heart. Zillianzhuang felt her life force gradually being swallowed up by darkness. This is not just a trial, but the abyss itself devours our souls. Soloxio warned. Team members must break through their demons, and only those with pure hearts can move on. Chapter 9, The Appearance of the Ancient Emperor of the Dead. After breaking through the trial, the team finally came to the center of the Abyss of Reincarnation, and a huge black monument floating in the air came into view. On top of the monument, the figure of the ancient Emperor of the Gloom slowly appeared. It was an incomparably large, strange existence made of pitch-black stardust, and his eyes were as deep as the void. How dare you, a mortal creature, disturb my sleep? The voice of the ancient Emperor Yumi was like thousands of thunders, shaking the heart and soul. Soloxio took the lead in making a move, slashing out with the 9 Extremes True Chi sword, and violently collided with the dark energy of the ancient Emperor of Annihilation. The rest of the team also played to their strengths, with the flame wind scorching the stardust with its flames, Shuesuanyan freezing the darkness with an ice blade, and Moyuan summoning illusions to distract the enemy. However, the ancient Emperor of the Netherworld is not an extraordinary thing, its body can change form at will, and its attacks are unpredictable. Chapter 10, The Broken Truth. In the midst of a fierce battle, Zillianzhuang accidentally touched the core of the ancient Emperor of Annihilation, and was instantly transported to a strange foreign land, which was the origin of Shinto. There, she saw the apparition of the Shinto creator. The creator told her a secret that shocked the world. Shinto is not the apex of the universe, but to lock the cage of the ancient Emperor of Destruction. The power of the 9 Extremes Dao Venerables comes from this seal, but the seal is crumbling. Zillianzhuang was shocked, realizing that her mission with Soloxio was not only to protect, but also to prevent the universe from going to destruction. Chapter 11, The Last Round. After returning to the battlefield, Zillianzhuang quickly informed her teammates of the truth. Soloxio decided to work with the team to use the runes left behind by the Shinto creator to reseal the ancient Emperor of Destruction. But the sealing ritual requires a lot of life force and mental power, and may sacrifice some people in the team. At this critical juncture, Flamewind stepped forward, willing to become a sacrifice to the seal with the power of his own flame. Shuesuanyan and Moyuan also volunteered to help complete the ceremony. Soloxio and Zillianzhuang were responsible for guiding the sealing of True Chi, and with the sacrifice of their teammates, the ancient Emperor of the Gloom was gradually bound back into the dark abyss. underscore 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 un. Chapter 12, The Dawn of the New Era. After the seal was completed, the abyss of reincarnation slowly closed. The blazing wind, Shueshuangyan and Moyuan turned into light and dissipated, leaving Soloxio and Zilinzhuang in the morning light. Their sacrifices will not be in vain, we must protect this continent, protect the Shinto, and protect the future. Soloxio said slowly. Zilinzhuang nodded, although the Shinto Rift has been repaired, the real challenge has just begun. With the rebirth of the Nine Poles continent, Soloxio and Zilinzhuang become guardians and embark on a journey to explore the unknown world beyond the Shinto. The stars twinkled in the sky, as if calling them forward. Chapter 13, The Stargate. Soloxio and Zilinzhuang sealed the ancient Queen of Annihilation in the abyss of reincarnation, realizing that there was a wider universe beyond the divine Dao waiting to be explored. By chance, the prophecy fragment left behind by Moyuan led them to discover the Stargate hidden in the northern glacier of the Nine Poles continent, a portal to another dimension. Passing through the Stargate, the two come to a world full of alien civilizations and magic, the Star Domain. The creatures here have the dual power of light and darkness, and the flow of time and space is more complex than that of the Nine Poles continent. Zilinzhuang felt that the rules of Shinto had become narrow here, and the grander laws were stirring. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 14, The Realm of Light and Shadow. In the stellar domain, they meet the Guardian of Light and Shadow, Raijin, an otherworldly emissary with the ability to control time and space. Raijin revealed, here, Shinto is only one of the dimensional axes, and the real core of the universe is a multiverse formed by countless axes. What's even more shocking is that the ancient Emperor of the Dead is only a phantom remnant of the dark axis of the multiverse, and the true dark forces are still sleeping in the depths of the universe farther away. Soloxio and Zilinzhuang face unprecedented challenges and must adapt to new laws and seek allies across the universe. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 15, The Rift in Time. A sudden rift in time opened, engulfing the entire star domain into endless space-time turbulence. Trapped in different timelines, Violet Frost constantly confronts events from her past, future, and even unhappened. She must overcome her fears and reassemble her true being. Soloxio tried to find the key runes to repair the cracks, but found that the rune fragments were scattered across multiple parallel universes. With faith and love as the strength, the two passed through the fog of time, and finally reunited at the last moment to mend the cracks together. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 16, The Heart of the Universe. After repairing the rift in time, they came to the heart of the universe, where the energies and laws of thousands of worlds gathered. In the heart of the universe, Soloxio and Zilinzhuang met the sealed god of creation, and he revealed to them that all the Shinto, the ancient emperor of destruction, and even the multiverse were all trials he set up to maintain the balance of the universe. It is a never-ending cycle of alternating between the strong and the weak, destroying and rebuilding. He invited both men to choose whether or not to become the new guardians and take over his duties. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 17, Guarding and Transcendence. After careful consideration, Soloxio and Zilinzhuang decided to accept the mission of the Guardian, but no longer as lonely gods, but join hands with all life to bring the universe into true symbiosis and harmony. They incarnated as a combination of light and shadow of the universe, reweaving the laws of Shinto, breaking the shackles of reincarnation and ushering in a new era of the universe. The axes of the multiverse are intertwined, light and darkness dance together, and the world is full of infinite possibilities. Underscore 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 un. Finale. The story of the Nine Extremes continent has finally come to an end, but Soloxio and Zilinzhuang's journey has not ended. They will serve as the guardians of the universe, exploring the infinite starry sky and witnessing the rise of a new civilization. At the end of the story, a gentle morning light shone on the earth, and Soloxio said softly, "God can't count the destiny of heaven, our story has just begun." Zilinzhuang responded with a smile, "There is Shinto in the sky, and besides Shinto, there are more miracles that we have never seen." underscore 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 un. Postscript. An epic journey of destiny, strength, and growth. From the 9 extremes continent to the multiverse, from mortal demons to the true meaning of gods, every character is an indispensable color in this grand picture. Their bizarre and flirtatious movements symbolize countless challenges and breakthroughs in life. I hope this story can make you find a resonance and inspiration in the fantasy world. There are more unknowns waiting in the future, let's look forward to the next cosmic adventure together.